YouTube, what's poppin' with y'all, man? What's poppin' with y'all? Look, I know I've been slacking on these last videos. I know you're gonna have to forgive me. Your boy been in the lab. I'm telling y'all, I really been in the lab these past couple weeks, but still no excuses. I also had to learn the editing source, but besides the point, this is a video on how I made about 13K from my first sales job. I'm gonna tell you my whole experience, and I was able to save 12.5K from this job to start my first business. Let's get right into it, man. So look, I just came back from Africa. I had a great time over there. Opened my eyes. It came back to America, gave me motivation. I gotta grind, I gotta provide, I gotta be the one that sets up my family for success. I gotta be the catalyst. So I came with a whole different mindset. I gotta start grinding and tee up. So I came back, I had to come back to reality. Just finished high school. Now it was time for college. All of my friends at the time that I went to school with, they was going to college, they was dormant, some was going to our state school, some was going to out of state, but I was staying in the city and I wasn't going the traditional route. Well, my real plan was to really just start a business. I didn't want to go to college like I said in my previous videos, but my parents, in order to stay under their roof, I had to go to college. African parents, you already know the vibe. I was going to Hudson Community College in Jersey City, and I was taking online classes so I could do whatever I wanted throughout the day and just submit assignments when I have the time. But that wasn't really my main plan. My main plan was to focus on my main hustle, which was getting a sales job and learning sales while just doing school until I no longer needed to do it and made enough money to prove to my parents that I no longer needed it. But that's besides the point. So when I first came back, I mass applied to hella sales jobs on Indeed. I probably applied to like 50 jobs. The first company to call me back was a company called Choice Home Warranty in Edison, New Jersey. So I was in Edison, New Jersey, and I went in for an interview. And first things first, any type of sales job, the interview process is basically selling yourself. If you can't sell yourself and why they should hire you, they're not gonna hire you. But of course, I had some little talent. I sold myself. I got the job, and boom, I started a week later. I was in a class of 8 people. I was the youngest in that class. I was 18 years old, about to turn 19 in a couple weeks, but that's besides the point. There was a class of 8 people, and the guy that was probably closest to me in age was probably like, what, 23, 24? I was in that class. There was just teaching us, training us so we could start closing deals on the phone. So they were teaching us about the company, teaching us the script, teaching us what to say, how to say it. My first week on the phone call, I did all right. I sold a couple policies here and there, and basically what we sold was home warranty insurance. We sold insurance policies for all the systems and appliances inside your home, and we'd be selling it to homeowners all across America. And again, it was Choice Home Warranty. But the thing I loved about that job was that I was speaking to all types of people in different classes of wealth. So the middle class, the upper wealthy class, all the classes. I was speaking to single family owners. I was speaking to multi-millionaires, which is why I love that job. I learned that millionaires, they like things a certain way. If I want to have a business one day, I got to learn how to speak the lingo of the millionaires. So great experience. The first week was all right. The second week there, that's when I realized that first week was just beginner's luck. I got cocky. I thought like, hey, I could really do this job. Second week, I got humbled real quick, and it was 100% commission. We had a training base just for the first like couple months, but after the first couple months, if you don't sell, you don't get paid. So my second week there, I only sold 1 fucking policy, bro. And it was probably the cheapest policy that I could fucking sell. I was ass on the phone. I was booty cheeks on the phone. But that's how you start off with any type of skill in life. But when you're ass in the beginning, there's 2 types of people. You could either quit, or you could either say, I'm gonna figure this shit out. I was about to quit. I can't lie. I was like, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna do this. I don't know how I'm gonna do this job. But I stuck to it. I said, fuck it, I'm gonna figure this out. One of my good friends over there, his name was YG. He saw me at the bottom of the list. He was like, nah, brother, you gotta come sit next to me. I'm gonna show you how we can sell this policy. That's another thing. If you wanna succeed, you gotta surround yourself by winners. So I surrounded myself with all of the best salespeople in the office so I can just absorb all of the information. It was a pretty cool office. They had like ping pong tables, they had an 8-ball. It was a pretty cool office. So I liked the vibe over there, and it wasn't so strict. When I was over there, I saw people, they were wearing the designer. It wasn't like your normal 9-to-5 matrix. I saw people wearing the Christian Dior shoes, the Subi jeans, the Montclair jacket, what else? The Chrome Heart. Like they was wearing the drip. They was wearing the designer. I was like, oh, so the people probably got money over here. And one of my friends over there, his name was Isaac. He said his boys put him on to that job. I was asking him when we were training, I'm like, bro, is the money legit over here? He was like, bro, the money is real. They make crazy money over here, bro. I'm like, for real? He's like, for real, bro. So I was like, all right, bet. I'm gonna just learn what I can, learn the sales as much as possible so I can start my first business. And that's when I learned in sales, tonality is very important. I'm gonna give you all examples. There's obviously a difference when I say, is that fair enough? As opposed to, is that fair enough? In sales, tonality is everything. I didn't think it meant much, but it's like we're all reading the same script, the same piece of paper, but the people who sold deals knew how to say it in certain ways that triggered, you know, the subconscious buyer on the phone to buy with them. It's so weird, bro. I mean, I really can't explain it as good as I I can, but you get the point. So I was learning as much as possible on that job, and I was hyped. And honestly, sales felt like a sport. Sales is straight performance. If you don't perform, you're not getting paid. It's like if you don't score enough points in the game, they're gonna bench you. That's exactly how it was. It felt like I was playing a sport, which I loved. I was an athlete my whole life, and all of my athletes, I promise you, if you get into sales, you will kill it. It's the same mentality in a sport in sales, I promise you. I don't feel like there's any other field that would translate better for an athlete than sales. But I reminisce. I don't even think I used the right word, but fuck it. So every morning while I was on the turnpike, going a little fast on the turnpike, I love playing my baby. I love playing Dirk. I love playing Young Boy. But after a while, I was like, damn, bro, I hate sucking. So let me just learn from someone who's good at sales. And we all know Jordan Belfort, the Wolf of Wall Street. So what I started doing in the morning, I started listening to his audiobook while I was driving to work. I started listening to his YouTube videos, trying to absorb as much information as possible so I could get better. And I was grinding, I was hustling. The schedule was Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, but I was staying late. I was working on the weekends because it's like, if I don't sell, I'm not gonna get paid. There's no point in treating it like a regular 9 to 5. I don't get paid hourly. I get paid on commission. I'm self-employed basically. It's like I'm my own business owner. It felt like that. So I brought the same mentality. I gotta hustle. Everything I ever did in life, I was always a grinder. You know, that's probably my best trait. I'm always a hustler at anything that I do. I was working on Thanksgiving. They said on Thanksgiving, if you work on Thanksgiving, you're gonna get double commission. So I was like, hold on, I want some double commission, bro. So I worked the morning and afternoon of Thanksgiving and came home to eat dinner. And that's how crazy I was about this shit. And I loved it, honestly. It felt like, again, playing a sport. And I love playing sports my whole life. I started reading books. I started reading How to Win Friends and Influence People. All these types of sales books. I started reading Brian Tracy, The Art of Closing a Sale, absorbing as much information as possible. And the way it works is that when you first come into the company, you have 24-hour leads and new leads. So everybody in business knows within 5 minutes of someone filling out a lead online to get information to close a deal, after 5 minutes, the chances of you closing it falls down drastically. So of course, you didn't make as much money on 24-hour leads as you did on brand new leads with people who just fill out a form. But the company, they want the best of the best to work on the new leads because they want the most money as possible. It literally makes sense, right? As a business owner, you want the highest probability of closing, you know, the deal. So they want the best of the best on the new leads. The top 5 people got on new leads. It was called floating. So that's what everybody's hustle was to get on, floating. That was my grind, because once you're on floating, you can make 6 figures, no questions asked. I'm gonna get into how much I made on my first week on news soon.
All right, so boom, when I added everything up, this is how much I made from that shit, bro. $14,342.46 working my first sales job. And I did this in about, you're gonna see here, right? October, November, December, January, all the way till January. So from October to January, I made this much, and I saved about 12 bands and 500. I must put the screenshot that I have. But yeah, bro, I'm all about transparency on this channel, gang. All about transparency on this bitch. Again, just to show y'all, this is not cap, bro. This is not cap. This is not cap, fam. This is not cap, fam. This is everything I made, bro. Everything I made, fam. I don't be capping on this bitch. I don't be capping, bro.
Slowly but surely, the people I started with, they started to quit. They weren't built for it. And I can't blame them. I mean, I was lucky. I didn't have bills really to pay that much. I could stay at home. Even if I made nothing, I didn't have to stress about rent. But that's not the same for other people, so I get it. But me, I was like, I'm not gonna give up on this shit. I gotta learn this shit so I could run my own business one day. The managers, they used to have meetings with us. It was tough love.
I'm not saying don't talk to the rep next to you till you're finding it. I'm saying don't do it all day. Don't do it while the phone's ringing. Don't be on your cell phone when you're trying to make money. I mean, this is your living. This is your future. Most of you have seen what you're capable of making over here. Why not grab it? We're here for 10 hours a day anyway. What's being on your cell phone gonna do for you?
It's the same thing over and over again. Like we all get sucked into it, right? But if you ask yourself, like, what can an extra 60 grand a year do for me? What can an extra 100 grand a year do for me? What can an extra 200 grand a year do for me? And that number is not fake. Like these numbers that I'm throwing out are like actually bare minimum increases in your paycheck.
life. They did not sugarcoat anything. And I kind of like that style. It's like a coach. I don't want a coach that's going to be super nice to me. I want a coach that's going to get me better. It's the same mentality. It felt like this literally being on a sport team, bro. I promise y'all. I started grinding. I started seeing the results of my hard work. Slowly but surely, my paychecks started getting bigger and bigger. And I started showing my mom my paychecks. And she's a whole registered nurse. Went to Rutgers, Newark for a nursing degree. Has hella years of experience. And my paychecks were getting on her level, and on some paychecks a little bit more. And she started getting impressed. She was low-key proud of me. It was crazy how I just came out of high school. This one skill set was able to make me more than someone that's grinded so hard. And I love my mom. She does everything for me. You know, I wouldn't have anything that I have right now if it wasn't for her. But it's just crazy how this world works. It was crazy to me. And I started showing her, I started showing my dad. They were like, wow, the money is like legit. They were just like, be smart with the money, of course. My first time hitting news was crazy. And I still remember the first $1,000 day I had. My first $1,000 day, I worked a 14-hour shift, bro. It was crazy. It was hard. But I never felt more alive. I never felt more proud of myself when I hit that $1,000 day. I mean, honestly, tell me another job you could get at 18 years old making $1,000 a day. Honestly, there really isn't a lot of jobs like that. That's why it's so important not to just simply sell your time for $20 an hour. You got to learn a skill set so you get paid on performance. And it's really a matter of how good you are depending on how much you get paid. But different topic now. When I was there, I remember I closed a $7,800 deal. $7,800, bro. When I closed that deal, I didn't even care about the fucking commission. I was just like, bro, I was able to convince somebody to spend $7,800 with me in full on the phone. I couldn't believe it. I was more in love with that skill set. I was like, imagine when I have a business one day, I'm gonna be able to get someone to pay me thousands of dollars on a phone call. That was cooler to me than any type of money I made. And like I said, I wasn't there for the money. I was there for the skill. So after I hit news, they hyped it up so much. I honestly didn't really see the wow factor in it. Crazy, because I was like, I was working crazy hard, and then I started getting burnt out. I'm not gonna lie. I was working Monday through Saturday, sometimes Sunday too, 7 days a week. But on the weekends, I'm able to work from home because it was just online. I was doing that. I got burnt out. I started seeing the people that were a couple of steps ahead of me, and I started realizing, is it worth it? I didn't want their lifestyle. At the time, I wasn't chasing the money. It depends. If you're chasing the money, of course you want to be in their shoes, but I wasn't. I was chasing the skill. But I honestly got cocky. I thought I learned everything that I needed to learn, but that wasn't the case. But when I was there, again, keep in mind, I was the youngest person on the sales floor, but I guess I had a talent. I started being top salesman of the week. I started selling the most multi-year policies. I started being #1 on the top of the leaderboard, selling the most policies on the leaderboard. I was a shark, bro. I was a killer on the phone, and I fucking loved it. I was so proud of myself. Considering how I came, my first week didn't make shit, to now doing this, it just told me that I could do anything I set my mind to, for real. But my life was out of balance. I wasn't hitting the gym. I'm a gym fanatic. Everybody who knows me knows I'm always in the gym. I wasn't hitting the gym. I was too tired to. You know, my back was hurting from sitting at the desk all day. It just really was out of whack. I had money, but I wasn't balanced. So I still remember the exact day. It was on a Tuesday at 1:32 p.m. I looked up, looked around. I said, this is not where I want to be. And then I walked out. So I walked out that job, and I know you're supposed to leave your 2 weeks notice, but I didn't want to do that because I honestly felt they didn't give a fuck about me when I was over there. I'd ask questions. I let them know I'm sick. I can't come in. They just not respond. I was like, yeah, this is not a culture I want to be around. They don't give a fuck about me. Why am I going to do the courtesy of making life easier for them? I can't shit on the company. They taught me a lot, but at the same time, you got to know your worth. At the same time, you can't just chase the dollar. But at the time, also the World Cup was playing, and I played soccer damn near my whole life, a majority of my life. So when I was seeing that, of course I wanted to watch the World Cup, but I missed hella games because I was working, and I was actually like at a point where it's like, this money is not worth it, and my favorite tournament of my life is playing right now, and I can't really watch it for real. Of course I watched the final live. Everybody on my Instagram saw how I was reacting on that final.
Best World Cup. Best World Cup in my life. One of my goats took it home. Fuck is you talking about, bro? Best World Cup of all time. Best final of all time. Come on, bro. Messi took it home. That's my goal. Messi took it home. Fuck Mbappe. Fuck Mbappe. Messi took it home. Let's go.
I just realized that this is not, I think I learned everything I needed to learn. And keep in mind, when I was working there one day, when I came home from work, I saw a video on YouTube of the guy named Peter Roberts. He was like, this is how I made XYZ dollars doing telesales, which is what I was doing, telesales, from home with my own business in life insurance. And then I started doing more research about the industry, right? It does have a bad name sometimes because of the MLM, multi-level marketing shit. The way he was running his business was legit. You know what I'm saying? They say the most millionaires millionaires are made in the financial service industry online. So when I saw that, I figured, hey, I saved up about 12.5K, $13,000 close to. Let me go start this business. I'm young, I have no bills. When you're young, you're supposed to take risks, and that's exactly what I did. So after I did that, started that first business. In that next video I'm gonna drop this week, I'm gonna let y'all know about my whole business journey, bro. I promise y'all, it's gonna be a funny video. But look, I appreciate every single last one of y'all. Y'all been showing crazy amounts of love in these videos. I appreciate y'all for everything y'all doing. I hope you're killing it in whatever it is that you're trying to do in life. You got one life, live your life. Why live it for somebody else? I hope y'all killing it. I hope y'all grinding. I wish y'all the best of luck. I'ma see y'all at the top, man. Peace.
I told the tech, cause niggas be shady. And it's a boy, cause we really wavy. I need some love to go with this hate. And mama hug, we finally made it. We put M's on all the Mercedes. Spend a whole M in the marble, you crazy. Bitches that shit, but I trust your old lady. Business is business, so you gotta pay me. Brought out a dub and I'm ready to spin it. You drop the ball and I got it, we winning. Spaceship for a car, it ain't rented. They know who I am, I ain't walking through linen. It didn't take long, I ran on them racks. Bought it, then like it, ain't taking it back. I should've played linebacker, I wanna sack. I got it cheetah print all on my jacket. I got the belt and the shoes to match it. I'm from the hood, I'm keeping my ratchet. My bitch the baddest, she ain't bougie, she ratchet. I get them flipped and I buy them a casket. I serve it real, I ain't just out here rapping. I got on soldier, read the classic. I got a 31 doing gymnastics.